Ever wished you could travel like super fast, like zoom across entire countries in the blink of an eye?
Well, buckle up, because today we're diving headfirst into the world of high-speed rail.
We've got this fascinating article from 10mosttoday.com. It's a list of the 10 fastest trains in the world.
And you know what's really interesting is this list is from June 2016.
So like a little snapshot in time.
Exactly. Train technology is constantly evolving.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder how much has changed since then.
Right. Like, are there even faster trains out there now?
That's what we're here to find out.
Yeah.
I mean, just thinking about how quickly things advance is pretty remarkable.
Totally. Okay, so this list, it covers trains from Taiwan, France, Japan, Korea, Spain, Italy, Germany, China. It's a real global race.
It is. And these speeds, wow, they range from, let's see, 186 miles per hour, which is already pretty darn fast,
Yeah.
all the way up to a mind-blowing 374 miles per hour.
Right. 374.
Yep. This is the Japanese maglev train. They use magnetic levitation to hit those incredible speeds. Basically, the train is lifted slightly above the track using powerful magnets.
So, like, no friction.
Exactly. No friction means way less resistance, which means crazy high speeds.
That is wild. Okay, one entry on this list surprised me, I gotta say. The THSR 700T from Taiwan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I, like, never really thought of Taiwan as a high-speed rail powerhouse, you know?
Well, they've actually got a long history of rail development going way back. This train is a key part of their infrastructure, connecting major cities.
Yeah.
Shows their commitment to, like, efficient transportation.
That's cool. All right, what else we got?
Let's see. The TGV duplex from France.
Yeah.
This one can carry a whopping 508 passengers.
Whoa, that's a lot of people moving really, really fast.
It is. And, you know, it actually reflects a larger trend in Europe. They're really prioritizing high-speed rail networks. It's all about moving large numbers of people quickly and efficiently.
Yeah.
And, importantly, sustainably. It's a really interesting contrast to air travel, which, yeah, can be faster sometimes.
Sure.
But comes with a much bigger environmental impact.
Makes you think.
It does. Like, how can we travel quickly, but also, you know, be mindful of the environment?
Definitely.
Okay, speaking of moving a lot of people quickly,
Uh-huh.
how about this? The E5 series Shinkansen Hayabusa from Japan. Get this. It can carry 731 passengers.
Are you kidding? 731.
It's massive. And, you know, the Shinkansen, they often call it the bullet train, it's become a symbol of Japan's technological innovation. Like, seriously iconic.
It's so cool.
No, it really is. And it's had a huge impact on their culture, their economy, even influenced their urban planning because suddenly people could live farther away from city centers and still commute easily.
Wow. Okay, I gotta mention the CRH-380A from China. This one broke the 300-mile-per-hour barrier.
Yeah. China has been developing its high-speed rail infrastructure at an unbelievable pace.
It's crazy how fast they do things.
It is. And it's all part of their economic strategy.
Yeah.
These high-speed rail networks connect their major cities, boost economic growth. It's a prime example of how investing in infrastructure can totally change a nation's trajectory.
All right, let's go back to that record-breaking 374 miles per hour achieved by the Japanese maglev. I mean, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around going that fast.
Right.
Can you break down how this magnetic levitation thing actually works? Like, what's the science behind it?
Sure. So, at its core, the train uses super strong electromagnets to lift itself just a bit above the track. That's what eliminates the friction you get with wheels on rails. And that's the secret to those crazy speeds.
But I imagine building this kind of system can't be easy.
Right. Oh, definitely not. You need specialized infrastructure, incredibly precise engineering, and the safety systems have to be top-notch. I mean, you're dealing with these insane speeds, so there's no room for error.
It sounds like a total marvel of engineering. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, talked about some seriously impressive trains. What stood out to you the most so far?
It's amazing to think about, you know, high-speed rail. It's not just about speed, right?
Right.
It's about, like, changing how we think about travel, how it fits into our lives.
Totally. Like, imagine the impact on commuting, zipping between cities in, like, no time at all.
Yeah. High-speed rail could completely change how we design cities, how they grow. We might even see, like, these mega regions popping up where people can live in one city, work in another, no problem.
Wow.
Opens up so many possibilities, right?
Yeah.
Jobs, resources that might have been out of reach before because of distance.
Yeah. No more, like, horrible commutes. People could live wherever they want, work wherever they want, could even lead to more economic growth, spread out over wider areas.
Exactly. And don't forget about the environment.
Oh,
Think about it.
right.
If we could shift a bunch of those short flights, the ones that people take all the time,
Yeah.
shift those to high-speed rail, it would make a huge dent in carbon emissions. So it's faster, but it's also like building a more sustainable future for everyone.
That's incredible. But I guess, like any technology, there are going to be challenges, right? What are some of the hurdles we need to think about?
Well, infrastructure is a big one.
Makes sense.
Building these high-speed lines, it's a massive project.
Yeah.
You need a ton of investment, land, you need the right engineers. It's not something that happens overnight. There's a lot involved.
And I guess even if you have the lines built, there's the cost, right? High-speed rail tickets, they're not exactly cheap. How do we make sure it's accessible to everyone?
Right. Accessibility, affordability, those are key if we want high-speed rail to really benefit everyone, not just a select few.
Yeah.
It's about finding that sweet spot where technological progress meets social equity.
I see. Okay, something else that comes to mind is safety. I mean, we're talking about trains going hundreds of miles per hour.
Absolutely. Safety has to be the top priority. You need the most rigorous protocols, advanced signaling systems, constant maintenance inspections. The margin for error gets so tiny when you're dealing with those speeds.
Yeah.
Passenger safety is non-negotiable.
Wow. So we're like pushing for faster and faster travel, but at the same time we have to be super careful. It's a tough balance.
It is. And beyond the tech itself, there's public perception.
Oh, yeah.
People need to feel confident that high-speed rail is safe, reliable, before they'll really embrace it.
I wonder if different cultures, their attitudes towards speed and risk, if that plays a role in whether they adopt high-speed rail or not.
Oh, definitely. Cultural factors are huge. Some countries, they really value punctuality, efficiency, right?
Right.
So high-speed rail fits right in. But in other cultures, maybe the focus is more on taking things slow, enjoying the journey. Those cultural differences, you can't ignore them.
It's interesting. It's like high-speed rail raises all these questions about what we value, Speed, convenience, sustainability, our cultural values, it all gets tied together.
It does. It reflects the bigger choices we face as technology keeps advancing. It's like a microcosm of how we deal with those advancements, how they affect our lives.
So where does this all lead? What's next for high-speed rail?
Yeah, so we've talked about all this potential, how high-speed rail could change how we live and travel, but where do we go from here? What does the future hold for this whole thing?
Well, honestly, I think we're on the verge of a high-speed rail revolution.
A revolution.
Yeah, I think so. As technology keeps getting better and, costs come down,
Right.
We'll probably see a lot more investment in these networks all over the world.
So a global high-speed rail boom.
Exactly. I mean, imagine traveling from Paris to Tokyo in just a few hours.
Oh.
And, you get to enjoy the scenery along the way, and it's way better for the environment.
Yep.
It's all about finding those solutions that are good for people and good for the planet,
Absolutely. Okay, let's bring it back to you, our listener. After this whole deep dive into high-speed rail, what are some, key takeaways?
I think the biggest takeaway is that high-speed rail, it's not just about going fast.
It's a way to, transform how we live our lives, how we work, how we connect with the world around us. It could change our cities, our economies, and help us create a more sustainable future.
It's like technology is always pushing the boundaries, showing us what's possible, and it's up to us to think big, think bold about how we can use these advancements to make things better for everyone.
Yeah, I love that. It's about having those conversations, thinking about how we want to use these innovations. We got to weigh the trade-offs, make smart decisions about how we prioritize things, speed, convenience, sustainability, fairness. It's all connected.
So from that sleek THSR 700T in Taiwan to that futuristic Japanese maglev, we've seen some amazing feats of engineering.
You have.
But beyond the speed, beyond the number of passengers, it's clear that high-speed rail, it's more than just a way to get around. It's a reflection of our dreams, our values, our vision for the future.
And as we keep exploring what's possible with high-speed rail, I want you to think about the choices we're making. Speed versus sustainability. Convenience versus connection. These are big questions, and there are no easy answers.
Yeah.
But they're worth thinking about as we navigate this, ever-changing world of transportation. What kind of future do we want? And how can high-speed rail help us get there?
Yeah.